Hello, this is Dr. Paris. I'm the Deputy Principal of Fremont-Elizabeth City High School. I'm doing the screencast here on random numbers. It's part of our Web Pokies project we're doing the Stage 1 ICT class. Before going any further with the Web Pokies, we need to understand random numbers, because random numbers are going to help us choose the random fruit for our picking machines, and it makes gambling a little bit more exciting. First of all, I'll just type in, I'm using a Notepad++. I'm using a browser here, any browser will do. Notepad++ just makes things a little bit easier. Does the indentation and color code for you. So just start letting the browser know that I'm using a modern version of HTML, HTML5. Okay, let's start HTML. We commence it. And should get a tag off right away. So web page starts, web page finishes. So with that closed off, and there's a behind the scenes called a head. Head starts there, head finishes there, and in front of the screen, we put things in the body section. So there's our basic structure for HTML5. Okay, again, we're going to let the computer know, I'm just using a tab here, that we're using an add-on script. In this case, the script we're using is JavaScript. So this is letting the browsers know that you've got to include additional script to HTML. So the browser now knows, again, script on, script off. So the script finishes, make sure you do that right away so we don't forget at the end. Now with JavaScript, we're into the world of Java now. Java has functions. So we're going to give the function a name. So for our experiment, we might as well call this one secret number. Just turn around the random numbers and see what they do, because they form an integral part of our Web Pokies. The function starts and stops with a brace on, brace off, and down the bottom here we should engage it inside the body section on a switch to let the browser know we want the script to run. It's the same type of principle. Script type equals text JavaScript. Now we can put lots of functions inside of JavaScript. We're going to use only one function, and we've called it secret number. That's the function, and the switch comes off. So the script comes off. So now that engages all the JavaScript functions we put in that want to switch on the body. Now random numbers. First of all, we need a variable. So I might as well call it variable mystery for mystery number. There we go. And let's play around with that. So a mystery number is going to have some instructions. Basically, random number means we have a mystery is going to be as a function in JavaScript called math random 0. Okay, now that is the function that generates random numbers. Let's put random properly. If I was to run that now, run this program, switch over here, you'll see we have to save. That's what's happened. We need to save it. Save as let's call it mystery.html, so now it knows. Okay, so we'll color coded, that's great. Let's just try that running again. Run this in Chrome, and we should get a random number. Oh no, we won't get a random number because I've written it, I haven't displayed it. So it's document write mystery. Now that should display the number. Let's look at it. And yes, we have a random number. Well, it's not that exciting, it's got one random number. Once we run that program again, the numbers change. It randomly selects a number between 1 and never gets there, and 0 never gets there either. So never gets to 0, never gets to 1, but everything else in the middle. Randomly selecting numbers. Okay, so the random generator is working, but we have 6 fruit, so we need to get that in a factor of 6. So that's going to help us. But before we do that, let's have a look at what random numbers do. What I might do is put a little count in there, count, and I'm going to generate lots of random numbers, so we'll see what it does. So let's put a for loop. Let's set the count at 0, and semicolon. Let's make the count. Let's do some 20 numbers, less than 20, and make the count increment each time. So double plus means it's going to start at 0, and then keep going each time another step up, please. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 19, and then stop because it won't get to 20. So the loop starts there with a brace, the loop finishes here with a brace, just to help with programming, reading a little bit easier, no indent. Let's just see what happens now. Now this should generate lots of random, there it is. That's not very useful because it's all one big line, so what I might do is add a bit of HTML in there, and you do that by adding appending. I'll concatenate, it's called concatenation. Some space, actually a break, let's put a break in there. So we'll put a break in there, and we'll just put HTML, so quotation means forget Java for now, this is HTML. If I run that now, there we have a nice little break there. So you can see the numbers, they're all random. If I hit them each time, there'll be different numbers. Now, I want to choose numbers up to 6. It's quite easy to do. Because it's a factor of 0 to 1, the random numbers, I times it by whatever number I want. If I want 6 numbers, then I put in times 6. And that should get close to the factors of 1 and 6. But it's got a lot of decimal places too. There we go. Look at the whole numbers. We've got 3, 1, 4, 2, but a lot of numbers at the end of it. So we're getting close to what we want. When the numbers between 1, well, actually, in fact, we want 0, 5. This gives us 0 to 6, or not quite there. But what I need to do is get rid of all the stuff at the end. Now this is interesting because when you get rid of stuff at the end, it rounds up. So that 4 will become a 5 because it's 4.7. This one here will become a 5 because it's 5.2. If you watch carefully though, when you round up, that 0.2, actually that'll become a 0. The 0.9 will become a 1. What happens when you get a situation like 5.9 or 5.6, that goes to 6. So in actual fact, if you look at the mathematical spread, you'll find that 0 is half the amount of every other number, and 6 is half the amount of every other number, because it rounds up. But we don't want 0 to be half of every other number. We don't want to be half the amount of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. We want to be equal to it because we have 6 fruit. 0 plus 5 numbers. 1 to 5 plus 0 is 6 fruit. So you don't want half the amount to be 0 fruit. We don't want half the amount to be 6 fruit. So first of all, let's round it off and see what happens. So there's another function called round. So it's math.round, and that should now get rid of all the decimals at the end. I'll save it, but the rounding off is not fair because if you look carefully, we've got our spread from 0 to 5. But 1 to 5 is the numbers we want, plus 0 gives us 6 spreads, because computers start counting at 0. But if you watch carefully, there'll be half the amount of times 6 pops up, if you every time run a random number, and half the amount of times that 0 pops up, compared to every other number. But we actually want 0 to be, the amount we want to shift to go down to 0. So we're saying that instead of rounding off, if anything's above 0.5, of course, we take it away. Okay, so 0.5. We take away the shift from above the 5, bring it down to the 5, but the shift above the 0.5, we bring it down to below 0.5. So therefore all this shit occurs that we get the equal amount of zeros as we do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is what we want. And if you look carefully now, no 6 appear, but if we do a count of zeros every time it appears, 0 appear equal amount of time as every other number. So there's our random numbers. That's important to choose our 6th fruit. The 6th fruit being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the number 0, which gives us our 6 choices. Thank you for watching.